this. So my name is Justin. I'll actually hold it. We're just. And my job is to just bring a little bit of fun into today. So a big part of what we think about with transformational experiences is fun, being a little lighthearted. Because there was an educational theorist named William Glasser who said that we have 5 basic needs. One of those basic needs is fun, and he called it your genetic reward for learning. I used to be a high school assistant principal, and I would talk to all our math teachers, and I said, if you're not having fun, they're not learning. So today, let's have a little fun, okay? We have a couple of different activities I'm going to lead you guys through. Now, Jimmy talked about the Kolb's learning cycle. We have an experience, then we process that experience, right? That's what I'm going to guide you through. I'm going to guide you through an experience and how to process that. This is an art form. And so I might not be that great of an artist to you today. You might not like that art. Or you might have different ways you can think of doing it. That's great. Be an artist when you're facilitating these experiences for your youth. So I'm going to pace us through a couple of different things. Normally with a group, I wouldn't talk about this, but I'm going to start off kind of small. I'm going to have an intermediate activity that gets us moving, and then I'm going to have a final activity that's sort of a problem-solving thing that allows us to process and think about some questions. Okay, so we're going to start off with an activity. It's called Thumbsy Palmsy, and I'm going to do it like this. Jimmy, do you mind holding that? There. I need both my hands free for a moment. So this is the way it's going to go. With your right hand, I want everybody to put your pointer finger out, just like that. Excellent. Sweet. With your left hand, I want you to make a thumbs up. Y'all are really good at this already. Fantastic. Okay. When I say the word switch, what I want you to do is I want you to switch to where your right hand has your thumb up and your left hand has your pointer finger out. Now, before you do it, a couple of rules. Things you want to avoid. You want to avoid 2 pointer fingers. You want to avoid 2 thumbs up. And you definitely want to avoid double shooters, okay? This is a no-gun zone. So, when I say switch, you are simply going to go whoop, okay? Is everybody ready to try it? Let's try it slow. 1, 2, 3. Switch. Take a look at your own fingers. Take a look at your neighbor's fingers. That's awesome. That's good. All right. We'll try it again. 1, 2, 3. Switch. Wow. Yeah. Okay, let's pick up the pace a little bit. 1. Well, actually, hold on a second. Take a look at your neighbor. Make sure your neighbor's right. That's all right. All right, we're good? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Switch. You find it's easier to do this? Excellent. 1, 2, 3. Switch. All right. Now we're going to increase the challenge. I'm going to say switch twice. So you're going to go, watch me first. I'll say switch, switch. Okay? All right. 1, 2, 3. Switch, switch. All right. Hey, give yourselves a hand. That's tough, right? Nice. Okay, what did you notice about yourself or about others during this activity?
Oh, say it again. I had to really concentrate.
Yes. This doesn't amplify your voice. It just catches it for the recording, by the way. So if I come by to you and hold this up to your mouth, it's not because you're being too quiet. It's because we want to catch that for later. What did you say one more time?
Had to concentrate.
Had to concentrate. It was difficult, right? Okay. Harder than it seemed at first. What else did you guys notice?
It was easy for me, but I practice bilateral movement a lot. So.
Do you juggle?
I don't like juggling.
Okay. But you practice bilateral movement a lot, so that was a little bit easy. You found it to be easier for you than others. What you noticed is that other people struggled with it a little bit more than you. That's okay. That's great. It's a good thing to notice. What else did we guys notice? There we go.
I got better with practice.
You got better? Oh, man, what a wonderful lesson for our youth to learn. I don't have to be perfect when I first start something. I can actually get better with practice. Nice. That's fantastic. Okay. What else? Anything else that we notice?
I was in fear.
I was in fear the whole time.
Yeah, fear of what?
That I was going to shoot somebody, or I kept pointing up, and I was afraid somebody was looking at me for direction, and I was failing them.
That you were failing them. A lot of times, like this, the risk here is social, right? Like, no one's going to die because you did a finger gun at them, but the risk here is like, I look silly. This is kind of low stakes. But how did we respond when we made a mistake? I'm going to come to you because I love how you responded.
I'm not sure what I did. I was looking at
Yeah.
the neighbors. Oh, just laughed.
Yeah, you laughed. That's fantastic. When we make a mistake with something like this, we laughed. How incredible. Is that how we respond to other mistakes we make in life? Most of the time, not, right? Okay, so I want you to take that lesson and I want you to apply it to the rest of the activities that we're going to do today. When we make a mistake, I want you to extend to yourself the grace to laugh at it and learn from it, the knowledge that I'm going to get better with time. You know, if you guys practice this all day like Jimmy does, then y'all would be rock stars, right? You would know. You're like, I heard you say, it was like, I don't even know which one's supposed to be out right now. But that even itself, the ability to say that out loud and like look for some social support, that's awesome, right? Those are great things that I would look for in our youth. And I would note, I'd be like, you know, she pays attention and she looks for social support. That's great. Okay, cool. All right, our next activity is a listening activity. And so this is how it's going to work. It's called Do What I Say, all right? When I say, I'm going to give you 2 paired commands. Now, the first step is going to be walk and stop. When I tell you to walk, I just want you to walk, all right? No agenda, no direction. You could just mill about. Don't run into people. Kind of just, you can smile at people as you pass if you want, but you don't have to. You can kind of go, I'm walking here. Okay, you don't have to dance. You can just walk. When I say stop, guess what you're going to do? Stop. Exactly. Okay. Any questions? Let's go. Walk. Down, 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 down. Stop. Walk. Down, 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 down. Stop. Walk. Down, 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 down. Stop. Fantastic. Give yourselves a hand. Nice. All right. Round 2. Same paired commands, walk and stop. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to do the opposite of what I say. When I say walk, you're going to stop. When I say stop, you're going to walk. Any questions? Okay, here we go. Stop. Walk. Stop. Stop. Walk. Excellent. I see some of you laughing. Good job. All right, come on back to the circle real quick. It's awesome. All right, round 3. I'm going to give you another paired command, okay? These commands are jump. You don't have to jump high like that, okay? And spin, okay? Does that make sense? We're still going to keep walk and stop. And for this first round, I want you guys to do what I say. When I say walk, you walk. When I say jump, you jump. When I say spin, you spin. And when I say stop, you stop. Any questions? Okay, here we go. Walk. Down, up, and down, up, down, out, down, up, down, up, jump. Down, up, and down, up, and down, down, and stop. Spin. Jump. Walk. Down, up, and down, up, and down, out, down, up, down, up, down, and down, up, and down, and stop. Jump. Y'all are great. Give yourselves a hand. Sometimes I like to think as a facilitator is what can I get people to do? But that actually brings up a great ethical question is what should I get people to do? Youth will often follow you. Are you leading them in a way that is ethical? Are you leading them to their best selves? Is what you're saying for them actually the best thing for their life? Man, that brings up so many internal questions for me, but we'll just keep on going. Okay, so we're keeping those same commands: walk, stop, jump, and spin. This time I want you to do the opposite of what I say. So when I say walk, you're going to stop. When I say stop, you're going to walk. When I say jump, you're going to spin. And when I say spin, you're going to jump.
Just the fact that you don't get tripped up when you give instructions.
They're my instructions. All right. Here we go. Stop. Down, up, and down, up, down, out, down, down, jump. Down, up, and down, up, and down, out, down, 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 up, and down, and spin. Down, up, and down, and walk. Stop. Down, up, and down, and down, jump. Down, up, and down, down, spin. Down, down, stop. And walk. Good job, everybody. Give yourself a hand. Oh my gosh. Y'all are thank y'all so much. Okay, it takes a lot of trust to do something like this. Fantastic. Okay, there is a third round, but I think we're gonna skip it. So you can, with the same activity, you can do as many rounds as you want with youth. You can say, I often like to say dance, and then you can pair that with whatever. So dance and spin, or dance and squirrel, or dance and step. However you want to do it. What do you think the goal of this activity might be?
Allow opportunities for mistakes.
Yeah. Sorry, the microphone's gonna.
Allow opportunity for mistakes to happen.
Fantastic. Do you want to maybe see if we can pass that mic around too, so that way I don't have to run across the circle?
That's perfect.
Okay. Allow opportunities for mistakes. How might that help our youth?
Build resiliency. Sorry.
Yeah. I heard something over here too.
Teaching them to follow commands.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of listening. This is a basic skill, is being able to listen and process. And like we said earlier with Thumbsy Palmsy, we'll get better with practice. This is the kind of activity like I do with my children to try to get them to, when I say stop, they stop, because they're about to run into the street or something. But yeah, building the ability to listen is really important. Engagement.
Breaking the ice, giving them an opportunity to be social without having to verbally be social, and breaking the ice and seeing that they're not the only person that's going to mess up, because I saw each and every one.
It creates that opportunity to watch other people make mistakes and know I'm not alone, right? I don't have to be ashamed of my mistakes. I can laugh about them. I can laugh about your mistakes, and we can laugh together. It creates some limited interaction that can help teach some social skills, very much so. All right, how might you apply this in your settings?
Could you maybe talk about the difference between a warm-up, an icebreaker, and a dehinibitionizer, like how you can
An icebreaker and what?
de-inhibition, basically getting people free to move.
Yes. Oftentimes, so you notice the first activity that I did, nobody was moving, right? You weren't interacting with other people. You were just by yourself, and you were paying attention to yourself. I gently was like, check your neighbor's work, right? But it wasn't really about interacting with other people. You guys are awesome, and y'all are able to process and think about things out loud. I probably wouldn't have asked questions at the end of that activity. This one was a little bit deeper. I was having you guys move and go through each other. There was a little bit more social interaction. If I were continuing to build this instead of leading, as I led up to an initiative, I probably would do some guided interaction, like find a partner, and I want you to share, do this one handshake, and I want you to share something about your name, something a little more personal, right? I would start very surface levelly, and then I might get a little deeper with my questions. What is something you think differently about now than you did 5 years ago? And see if I can, kind of like what you were saying, is create some of that social interaction. It builds a group cohesion. When you have a facilitator that students trust, and they actually engage in that kind of an activity. Does that answer that question?
Yeah. So like, if we can somehow graph this, the fact that you shared this idea, or hey, describe yourself as a shoe. Okay, I guess I'm like a dirty Converse, whatever. If I was to ask you a deeper question later on, you scientifically are more likely to answer and reveal a little bit more. And so we can scale that. If we know we're going to go hard later on today, or we're on some touchy subject, I'm going to give you some time that you can share, and there was no harm, no fault, right? And kind of building that skill of it. Yeah, we can share, and it's going to be cool.
Okay, so we're going to move on into what I would call an initiative. So the first one was an icebreaker, then there was like an energizer, and then this is going to be an initiative. This is an activity that we build. I actually need some of my toys over here. Most activities that you do not require any sort of props. There are lots of books you can purchase, like team building from the toy aisle, or playing with a full deck, in which you just use like a deck of cards for 50 different initiatives. As a facilitator, I have a bag with just a bunch of random toys in it and a bunch of rubber chickens, because every facilitator knows what to do with rubber chickens. So today what we're going to do is an initiative. It's called an initiative, and this one is we're going to start off with something called warp speed, and we're going to move into an initiative called the most important thing. Now, we talked about the difference between recreation and a transformational experience. This is the kind of activity I would facilitate with a goal in mind. I want to get out something from our youth, whether it's a recognition of what their most important thing is, or the ability to communicate and talk about that with other people. But today, it's just to introduce these ideas to you and get you practicing some of them. Okay? Do you mind holding that, Jimmy? Thank you. Okay. So this is our little peace symbol. Okay? The way this initiative is going to start off, we're all in a circle. This guy wants to meet every single person. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick somebody across the circle. I'm going to lock eyes with them so they know it's coming, and I'm going to gently toss this across the circle. Now, what happens? What's your name?
Lori.
What happens if Lori drops this?
We laugh.
Yeah, we laugh.
Okay.
We pick it up and we move on, because mistakes are okay. We can embrace those, right? So, Lori, what your job is to do is to pick somebody else who has not gotten this and lock eyes with them and toss it to them. Now, a couple important things. One, I want you to remember who you throw it to and who throws it to you. Those two things. Got it? Once you receive the peace sign, I want you to cross your arms like this, just so everybody knows you've already received it, and it's a little bit easier to tell. Got it? All right, Lori, you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Good job. There you go. Y'all are good at this. Nice.
I made eye contact with you. Wait for it.
I received you in my heart.
Thank you. That's a sin second.
Nice. And then Lane.
Just me? Just you?
This. And then the last person will throw it back to me. Excellent. Give yourselves a hand. Okay. Now, with your right hand, I want you to point at the person you threw it to. Excellent. We almost all got it? Yeah. With your left hand, I want you to point at the person who threw it to you.
I've already forgotten.
It's okay. Hey, we can help each other out.
I don't remember.
Who threw it over here? Did you figure it out?
I don't remember who
I threw
Oh, yeah, there we go. Perfect.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Excellent. Okay, cool. Now, put your hands down. For the rest of this initiative, we're going to follow that same pattern, okay? Now, I'm just going to skip into the most important thing because I think we're running out of time. This little guy is going to represent the most important thing to you guys, okay? Now, we all probably have something different in mind. I want you to think about for a second. What is the most important thing in your life? You probably have a list of a couple of things that are hard to choose from. It's okay. You don't have to like be super. No one's doing this as a test. But like, pick a kid. Or, pick. You know which one. But you can even like cater this to the context of your youth. What is the most important thing in school right now? What is the most important thing for your break? What is the most important challenge that you're trying to overcome right now? And I want you to think about it for a second. That's what this is going to represent. Now, this guy needs a name. Can anybody give me a name for this guy? Nemo. Okay, we got it. This is Nemo, okay? For the rest of this initiative, anytime we drop Nemo, we are all going to collectively lament this fact. So if Nemo hits the ground, we all go, "Oh no! We dropped Nemo!" Okay? Let's try that real quick. "Oh no! We dropped Nemo!" But just like all mistakes, then we just pick Nemo up and we keep going. Okay? Got it. Anytime Nemo hits the ground, that's what's going to happen. So for this first round, we're just going to try to go in that same order. And when it gets back to me, the round will be over. Got it? All right, here we go. Lori, you ready? I'm ready. Nice.
It was me, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, one more. I forgot.
Hey, good job. All right. How easy was it to focus on the most important thing during this time? Pretty easy, right? What did you guys notice? Didn't drop Nemo. Yeah. That there's a sneezing fit. That's fantastic. It's all good. Okay. But in life, is there ever just one thing happening at a time?
No.
Very rarely. Okay. So this next round, we are going to introduce important things. Now, this is not the most important thing. Okay, but they are important things. Now, the way this one behaves is it actually follows kind of almost the same pattern that Nemo does, but it actually goes backwards. So while Nemo goes forwards, important things I'm going to throw to Lane first. Then Lane is going to throw over here, and so on and so forth. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. Right. At some point, if we do drop Nemo, what do? Oh no! We dropped Nemo! And then continue going. Excellent. What questions do you have? Yeah.
I assume someone's going to get doinked. If the ball is, when Nemo is dropped,
Yeah.
should we hold on to the non-important thing until Nemo's picked up?
No, I mean, however you want to handle that, right? Okay. All right. Here we go. First round. This is round number 2. Lori, here comes Nemo. Lane.
Are they gonna collide?
Nope.
Hold on.
Wrong Lane. Sorry.
No, you got
Charlotte was supposed to get.
All right. What did you notice this last round?
I was
They
tense.
collided. Yeah, panic.
I was tense. I was stressed.
What were you stressed about?
Dropping the email or not?
Yeah.
Not being concentrated enough to know who's gonna throw the ball.
It's just things flying around.
100%. Hey, how did you handle that?
Just try to stay focused.
Yeah. What did you have a strategy for what you focused on?
I did.
What was that?
I focused on my 2 people and no one else.
Yeah. You focus on your 2 people and nobody else?
Yes.
Do you think that was helpful?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, do you think that might be helpful for the rest of the group to try? We just focus on our 2 people? Okay. Y'all want to try that the next round? Same way? Okay. What we'll find is there are strategies in life that can help you focus, right? A lot of times we get overwhelmed when there's more information, when there's more stuff, when I have school deadlines, when I have work deadlines, when I have family expectations, and we start getting a little bit overwhelmed. Now, I am not going to leave it there because it's not the way that initiatives work. Right. So this third round, we've still got Nemo, the most important thing. We've still got important things, but if we drop them, we don't lament the fact. We're just like, okay, I dropped that. I didn't answer that email in time. Okay, cool. This purple ball is going to represent chaos, right? Life is not all predictable. Sometimes there's a car accident. Sometimes somebody gets sick and it misses a week of work. What other kinds of elements of chaos might you run into in your work?
Crisis call.
Ooh, say it again.
A crisis call.
Yeah, a crisis call, which means you have to drop almost everything in order to handle that, okay? Anything else?
A sudden illness. A kiddo gets sick.
Yeah, a kiddo gets sick, absolutely. And all of a sudden, like all of the treatment programs moving forward, like you have to stop it. And you have to say, okay, we're just gonna get you better for now. Yeah, anything else?
Some unresolved trauma pops up right then. You weren't even tracking.
Yeah, you weren't even, they had a fear response, it brought a bunch of stuff up, and now all of a sudden you're just dealing with de-escalation. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that happens. Now, that's what this is going to represent. The way chaos is going to work in this initiative is like this. Chaos will stay on the ground. Chaos has to constantly be moving, but there's no pattern to chaos, okay? You don't have to worry about a pattern. Chaos will just be kicked around at the base level. When I say kicked, I mean loosely, like just gently moved along. Now, our circle is pretty tight. It's hard to imagine that chaos is going to go out of the circle, but if chaos gets past you, whoever is closest to chaos, I want you just to go back, get him, and bring him back in, okay? And just keep him moving. If chaos, like if somebody just does it, he stops in the middle of the circle, just whoever's closest can move forward and get him going, all right? Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. What questions do you have? All right. So I'll start this off. I'm going to get chaos moving. I'll throw Nemo, and then I'll throw important things. We'll call this emails, okay? Emails are important. All right. All right, here we go. Chaos. Let's see if I can hold this. Nemo. Emails.
Kick in person, maybe.
Yeah, okay. It's hinged on me. Getting that Alzheimer's check, I promise.
Nice. Good job.
Here we go.
Oh, no! We dropped Nemo! Hey, wait.
Sorry.
I did not look at you.
stop chaos. Fantastic. Okay, what did you guys notice during that round? We dropped Nemo. How many times? 2 times.
2 times?
Was that a lot or a little?
More than the last 2 times.
Right. Twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a little.
All the stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think this is a good place where you can talk about value, right? Like, one thing that we often have a really difficult time, that our youth often have a really difficult time, is seeing their successes, right? Dropping Nemo 2 times with all of this chaos going on, that was not a lot. I've seen groups drop Nemo 15 times, 20 times. There was a moment when you got confused as to like which direction to go. What did you notice about how you talk to yourself?
I'm making a plan. I'm being serious.
Yeah.
There's been some things come up, and I think I need my memory checked out.
So you had some self-reflection, and you were a little bit worried about what you saw there,
I
right?
wasn't really being
Facetious.
or.
But how we deal with
degrading.
uncomfort is often humor, right?
Yeah.
So I noticed that happen. That happens in groups all the time. There's always a point in the middle where the 2 elements collide. And how the group handles that is actually going to determine like how efficient you are, right? The group helped you, like, you know, you were like, I don't remember how to, like, who to throw this to. That was a great question to ask. It's okay to ask. There is no rule that says we have to do this silently or alone. Like, the only thing is we're trying to get Nemo through without dropping him. That's it. I think that it's totally fine to ask. There are lots of times when I have to ask, Jimmy, I can't do this event. This is too much for me. I'm working too many late nights. I've got to go see my family. Can somebody pick up the slack? I'm not enough. We have these moments where we think that we have to be all the things, or if we're not measuring up to the people around us, that's a bad thing. But we all are bringing different things to the table every day. I mean, some people got good sleep last night. Some people did not. That's going to affect your cognitive ability. When we're doing these activities with our youth, we bring forth what we call challenge by choice, an element of choice. They get to choose what level they're going to interact with the challenge. Sometimes, like say we're going rock climbing, sometimes that is just like showing up, going to the climbing center. We'll rent a harness and shoes. They'll put them on, and they'll think about rock climbing. They don't touch the wall. They might talk to somebody else. They might take their harness off and sit down, or they might climb one time and be done. We're tempted in that moment to think, oh, that was a failure. It wasn't. That youth probably overcame tons of stuff to get in the van, to get over there, to engage somehow. What we're doing is we're noticing patterns, and then we're just like working with them where they're at. We build rapport, we build relationship, we invite into challenge, and we move forward. So what I see is a group that is working really well together. All right, at 11:21, we have one last round, okay? The same things are gonna happen. Nemo's gonna go, emails are gonna be sent, chaos will reign. One time I had a group named Chaos, and they named it the Kardashians. I was like, that's pretty good. But we also have one last thing. And I'm going to have this start with Jimmy because I have my hands full. This is, you could just like toss it out to the side.
Like spread it out?
Yeah. It's going to start with Jimmy right here. And as we go, Jimmy is going to take this and he is going to pass it to the left. He is going to hold on to the end and he's just going to pass a little bit to the left. The next person, Sam, is going to take that and move it on down. Everybody should keep one hand on this at all times. So once it gets to you, maintain one hand on it. Now you can still grab stuff, right? You can still get things. And if chaos comes out and goes past you, you can be like, you can reach out and get chaos. But try not to let go of this, okay? Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. At the end, I'm going to front load this question. What do you think this piece of webbing might represent? Now you might use a piece of rope or a piece of string for this. We just happen to have this piece of webbing on hand. Got it? Mm-hmm. Any questions? Let's practice. I want to see it just happen like around the circle real quick. So go ahead and pass it forward. There you go. Just like that.
It's like a clown with one of those hands.
Yeah. I guess I'm worried.
There we go.
Perfect.
I wonder when the chicken was going to show
Yeah. Excellent. Okay, I think we're good. You guys can drop that. It'll come back to Jimmy, and then we'll, I just wanted to make sure everybody understood how that was going to work. All right. Any questions? Okay, here we go. Chaos, get started. Whoop. Here comes Nemo. Lane, here's your email. Ooh, nice.
Oh, no, my email.
Oh no! We dropped Nemo! Yeah. We dropped Nemo! Hey! Excellent. All right, let's stop chaos. Give yourselves a hand. Okay. You can actually just keep holding on to it. So, question for you. What did you notice this last round?
We had to move in closer. We had to move in closer so we could reach the whatever this is.
Webbing, it's a piece of webbing, yeah. Or string, yeah.
And this was important.
We had to rely upon each other for cues at times.
Yeah, tell me more about that.
So as the more chaos was coming around and all of that, like we would, she had to say, hey, here you go. And I was, we were interacting more. We had to interact more in order to be successful at everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
I noticed as you added each element, my insides went a little bit, a little bit more. I was like, okay, well. And, we think about how we're tasking children and people to do something new and to learn something new when their brains are, like I call it, on fire. And how that makes us feel like something's wrong with us. But in actuality, it's just all these new things coming on top and building on top of what is going on, that maybe what we're seeing isn't really the reflection of something else. Maybe it's just that we've got a lot going on and we're juggling and our brains are on fire. And as we're the caregivers for a lot of people, that's a good thing to remember.
It builds a lot of compassion, doesn't it? And you're like, how can I take something off of your plate? With all of the chaos going on around you, how can I help stabilize some of these things? Yeah.
And kind of added on to what she said, I need to go see my therapist because I felt the anxiety go up. Like my body, I felt tense and even like a cold shiver, just trying to stay focused and just trying to remember who I had to throw it to or receive it from next, and the string, and it was just, I feel it still.
Yeah.
Yes.
You said you feel it in your body, right? My best piece of advice is use your body to get it out, right? When we start feeling things in our body, we need to go for a walk. We need to go be outside and calm, like that. We talk about the nerve in the back of your brain, right? Polyvagal theory is like when you start getting down into the base of it, it's like you need to like calm down your nervous system.
I kept thinking, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I kept thinking I need to go to the restroom, just kind of step away from the situation.
Oh my gosh. And our youth are doing the same thing. And when they step away, they're stepping into their phones, or they're stepping into drug abuse or drug use, or their relationship, anything that provides a release, like cutting. What those are all symptoms of is I'm not like feeling stable, right? How can we help you with some of your regulation? You know, we've got a lot of great brain science about it, co-regulation. We don't need another study that tells us that nature is good for us, right? We just need to start using it in little ways and big ways. Now, what do you guys think this piece of webbing represents? So we know that most important things, chaos. What do you think this piece of webbing represents for us?
I would say intentional community.
Tell me more.
As one thing I noticed as everyone was getting more and more connected, whenever it came to me, I was like, okay, let me just focus on receiving this at this time.
Yeah.
And then let me reach out and like give it to someone else. And then, okay, let me remain connected to this because that's the goal.
Yeah.
And to me, that's just intentional community of actually being like, hey, I'm staying together. Hey, I'm going to remain connected. Anytime my hand did slip or let go, I was like, all right, I got to get back in.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
On that, the intentional community, we were forcing our partners to take it. So we were forcing them to engage.
Yeah.
So Charlotte had 2 different things going on at once when I was trying to hand it to her. So I was like trying to force her to engage while she was trying to remember and figure out what she was doing with the ball and Nemo. So the forced engagement was something that I definitely
noticed.
It was Lane waiting. I was like, oh yeah. So yeah.
Whenever I offer an experience to our youth, I say invitation, not expectation. I'm inviting you into this. I would reframe that. I'd say you were inviting her. She could have been like, no. Now there's some social pressure, right? That positive social pressure to like engage in community. But like we have that with our bellies when it starts rumbling. It's like some positive pressure to eat some food. When we know something is good for us, like we're more inclined to take it and to lean into it. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. And I would say, like, kind of just to add to what Julie said earlier, this is an embodiment of something. Wounds that occur in relationship must be healed in relationship. And so whatever ways you are building relationship between your youth and others intentionally, that's what's going to lead to healing. So yeah. Does anybody have a last thought? Somebody who's kind of been like listening or thinking and has like, oh, I have one last thought I want to tag onto this. We have 2. It's okay, we got 2.
I trusted my 2 partners the more I did it. Like, they showed me that they could catch it and throw it the first time, and we both like were intentional every time looking for each other. So I was like, okay, they're on my team. Like, we got this. We're not gonna drop Nemo. Like, it's not gonna be on us, kind of thing. I'm very competitive, so I was like, don't drop the ball. But yeah, I just felt like I found a more trusting foundation with them the more we did it, and I could handle it. You know, the more things that were thrown.
Repetition brings trust. Be trustworthy every time, right? Awesome.
I related this more to like amidst of everything that's going on, there's going to be like people that I interact with every single day. And to me, I like thought of that like, okay, how am I amidst of all this stuff that I got going on, whether I go, anywhere in public, I have to interact with people. And so pretty much like, how am I going to handle that? That's kind of what I was relating it to.
Yeah. To your own particular context.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So with this activity, if you do this with youth, you'll get a wide range of answers. Notice the questions that I asked. What did you notice? You guys would come up with all sorts of stuff. What do you think you might do if you say, hey, what do you notice? And they don't say a thing.
Ask it a different way. Try asking the question a different way.
Yeah. Can you give me an example of a way you might, just think about it. Like I know I'm putting you on the spot.
No, it's okay. Did you have any thoughts or sensations in your body?
Absolutely. What was hard for you? What was Easy? How did it feel when you dropped Nemo? You guys are really good at like in touch with your emotions. Y'all are in the helping and caring profession, working with other people, helping and caring for them. So y'all are the ideal audience for an activity like this. With youth, you might have to pry a little more. You might have to get a little more creative with your answers. This is like what? Jimmy talked about that Kolb's learning cycle. You have an experience. What do you notice? So what? So what is a metaphor. Like, what is this experience like for you? This experience is like, it makes me think I need to go do some work, right? I need to go see my therapist because I'm feeling some feelings that I don't normally feel, but man, they're just coming all up right now. So yeah, that's really good. All right, give yourselves a hand, y'all. Y'all can drop that piece of webbing right where you're at. Lane, it is 11:32. What is next for us?
Okay, so we are just going to head straight into our panel. So we are going to get the tables and chairs set up back to where we had them. Doesn't have to be perfect, but just so everybody has a seat. And then we're going to get to hear from a panel of one of our young people and a couple of our staff members. So yeah, thank y'all. Let's keep rolling.